Hey guys, it's Janet, and this is the last, I would say, blog or episode of our August series. This is the time where I chat with you with no video necessary to connect about certain mindset aspects that might challenge the goings on in your business. So, to no delay, let's just do it. So, today's topic is also getting back to the basics and understanding what's really holding you back. So, if you haven't quite checked into the Audio August series, I recommend that you go out and check those shows out because I say shows, maybe blog articles. Let's go check those out because there we talk about really getting committed to your purpose or your why, or some say your calling. And we also get connected with your identity. Who do you think you are? And third, we also talk about, okay, now that we've established who you are and why you're so passionate about what you do, we also talked about, okay, so what do you do about it? What does your day look like? And get nitty gritty here. What do you do, every day of the week? How do you start your day? Do you eat chips and sit on the couch all day? Which, I've certainly done that my fair share of times. But, what do you do today to help you reach your goals for tomorrow? So for this talk, I wanted to talk to you about digging into this question of what's holding you back. Because oftentimes, we have our goal that we want to reach, and we know who we want to be and what we want to do and how we want to show up. But sometimes there's just challenges or roadblocks that get along in the way. So let's just start here. So I would say a big part of it is clarity. When you're not clear of the big picture, it kind of makes you second guess yourself. And so you're not ready to take charge and go forward as you normally would had you known the big picture. So what I like to recommend for my clients to do is actually to use my Fast Track Planner. And you don't need the planner. You can certainly grab a piece of paper and make yourself 3 columns. The first column would be listing out the challenges that are getting in your way, and do that. And then the second column would be perhaps some resources that can help you. Now, if you're really stuck, it might be hard for you to think through those issues. But if you have a coach or a friend or somebody who's unbiased, they can help you come up with solutions and some resources that you can access. And then the third column is all about taking action. Like I am definitely a mindset person, but mindset will take you nowhere if you don't apply action to it. So certainly, don't get overwhelmed here. When it comes to actions, don't think about the big picture. Just think about the first 3 steps in front of you. Okay, so that's one thing. Clarity is so important. Secondly, a lot of us get really overwhelmed because there's so much to do. So I actually have 2 prioritizing tools that I'd love to share with you. And, we could talk about this one-on-one if I'm your coach. But number 1, it really helps to get clear on priorities. And I like to draw a circle and the triangle within it. So it's kind of like a target or a bullseye, okay? So the middle part would be you. It would be your health, your self-care. It's whatever you need to do to make sure that you're healthy and that you show up clear-headed and ready to go. That's the center of the target, okay? You cannot sacrifice that part and do well at the same time. The next section of the target, so just picture a bullseye, would be your home, your career or business, and your closest loved ones. So now for a lot of us who have extended family members, that might include our parents or our brothers and sisters. But however, if you're in a household and you're married, and the people that you live with or whoever you live with, these are the people who you would consider your next closest priority. So think about that. Okay, is your home secure? Are you paying your bills? Okay, is everything running smoothly at home, or is it a big mess that needs to be organized? Okay, so that's the next priority. And there's also, financial coverage. How's your business going? If business isn't going well, what are you doing to figure your way out of it? Again, find somebody who's outside of yourself to help you brainstorm through those roadblocks. And if you have a career as well, always make sure that you're covering your budget, you're covering your bills, have a plan for paying off credit. And so, you really want to create a history of a healthy financial situation. And then also the next priority could be your spouse or your partner and your children or the closest people living with you. It's really important to focus on these relationships because these tend to be the most important in your life. Perhaps you are a parent or a spouse or a brother or a sister, and these tend to be the people who need you most, okay? Anything outside of that, it could be volunteerism. It could even be volunteerism for your church family or perhaps the scouts or sports. Whatever that is, if you need to cut it out, even just for the short period of time, even for the next few weeks, I want you to feel safe in doing that. And if you get some pushback, if you get some guilt trips or some, I don't know, Janet, we really need you, don't let that guilt or those bad feelings hold you back, because if you don't take care of your health and your financial situation and your home and your immediate family, it's not going to give you much fuel to be great for, all those external situations as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love volunteering. Last night, I volunteered at a homeless shelter here in Hartford, and it was really, really awesome. I haven't done anything like that in probably 8 years, 7, 8 years, and it was really great. At the same time, let's think about that, okay? I was able to take care of myself first. I had to do some meditation, do some stretching. My home has been organized, my kids are okay, my husband was at the gym, and everything was fine. So for that one day last night I should say, it was a good time to volunteer. And so when I think about the question of what's holding you back, so many entrepreneurs have an issue of boundaries and not being able to say no and having a hard time prioritizing. And what is the most ideally helpful situation here is to really know your personality. Okay, what are your strengths? What are your inherent gifts that's unusual amongst your community? And what are the roadblocks that can hold you back? A lot of us entrepreneurs are big time nurturers. Okay, we love to help everybody and we put other people first. But again, when you put people first too often, that gives you the risk of holding yourself back, because when you say yes to something else or somebody else's priorities, that's also saying no to your priorities unless you've given your chance some good time to think about it. Okay? So if you have anything holding you back right now, right now it's August, the kids are going to be going back to school very soon. We're dealing with the Delta variant. We have no idea what's going on, and you just need somebody to brainstorm with you. What I would do is I recommend you to go to my website at mymoneypivot.com. and go check it out. In the top right bar, I think in the menu bar, there is a button for applying for a discovery session. So here, I welcome you to go ahead, go there, and here's the discovery call application that you see on your screen here. And completely, fill it out, share everything, your business, share whatever it is that you're struggling with. And it's an open book. This is private. Nobody else is going to see it. And you know what? If I can't help you, I have a great book of resources and experts who I can refer you with. So if we can't, if I can't help you, you'll certainly get the help in some way or another. So with that said, I'll leave you for now, but I'll be back with you next week, and I hope you have a great day. Remember to go check out mymoneypivot.com and go check out that discovery call application. Okay, take care. Bye.